Hi everyone, I've got some beautiful flowers in the garden, so I thought today we'll do a pick a flower reading. So head off now and pick your flower and I'll see you back here for the readings. Thanks. Okay everyone, time to choose your flower. We have a beautiful lily. This purple one is a native hibiscus. A stunning winter rose, or this gorgeous red ranuncula. Take a moment now to choose your card and let's head over for the readings. Hello to all the people who chose flower number 1, which is this beautiful lily. Okay, flower number 1, let's have a look. All right, this spread has got everything in it. If this was a movie, it would have drama, slow parts, fast parts, great parts, sad parts. It's all in here. So what's the message from your flower choice? Let's have a look. So you have got some really good new beginnings coming in here, because I have the sun and I also have the world coming through in this reading for you. So these two cards together in a spread mean that it's time for you to start going towards manifesting your dreams and desires. Don't sit about and just wait, because it looks like you have been waiting. You've been waiting for some sort of information to come in before you move ahead, and it's time for you to take that leap forward, because if you're worried about whether it's going to turn out, it is going to turn out. You're going to have to hang on to your seat, lilies, because there's a bit going on in here. Now, when I talk about these new beginnings and how I want you to start them, I do want you to start them, but I want you to be really, really cautious, because what is this plan you've got going on? I feel like the plans when I'm looking at this spread are around buying a house, renovating a house, starting a new job, a new career, and then also thoughts about travel and movement. So it's a bit of everything, but let's get down to the nitty-gritty of it, shall we? So it looks like you've been saving up money and you've got a plan moving forward, and I really like this plan moving forward. I would like you to continue on this way forward. My problem is I have some issues underlying the surface of this, which looks like it can cause you some drama and some problems. So basically the big meaning around this spread is it's a difficult transition for you. We're going to something that is ultimately going to be much better for you, a much better way of life. There's lots of joy, there's lots of new beginnings, and it's really, really big new beginnings too. But the journey to get there isn't easy. So lilies, I feel like I want to say to you, keep chasing this dream, keep going forward, but be wary and be cautious and always be alert to what might be going on around you, or little obstacles that are coming your way. Don't dismiss them. Have a good hard look at them and make sure they're not going to interrupt the flow of where you want your life to go. Now, if you're looking at buying a house or renovating a house, I do see that there's some issues around this when it comes to money and also your own physical health. So if you're going to be building a house or renovating a house, and doing it yourself, I really want you to be careful about your physical body and what you're expecting of yourself to do. We might have to cut that back a bit, because whilst that's admirable that you want to do all this stuff, I don't know if physically you're up to all the stuff. And even if you are up to all the stuff, we want to drag that time span out a bit more so you don't wear yourself out. Now, just before you hit the point where this is all finished and done, you're going to fall in a big fat hole. And that is the point where we're going to have the turnaround, because it seems like you're dipping quite low and then we come quite high after that moving forward. Now, if this is more of a professional career type read, so I'm not going to rule that out either, because there's lots of pentacles in this spread. Pentacles are the earth sign and they're the money sign. So this can be around, like I said, housing, houses, land, and career. So when it comes to your career, honestly, I feel like it is time for a change for you, because I'm looking at these cards and I think that there's some underhandedness going on around where you work. There could be some bullying, a bit of a toxic work environment. There's people that are unpleasant. There's some backstabbing going on, and you're maybe sitting there thinking, I probably want to go, but I'm not sure. Should I go? Should I not? Is it better the devil you know, and I'll just stay where I am and see if things get better? My advice around that is things are not going to get better. This is a toxic place and I want you to go. And the great thing about the ending of this spread, Lily people, is that I see you coming out of this with the world at your feet, feeling calm and peaceful in the time and place that you are in. Yes, the changes that are coming are big. I'm not going to sugarcoat, I'm not going to pussyfoot around the fact that these are really big dramatic changes, because I've got the Tower in here, but I also have the world and the peace and the calm and the clarity coming in for you as well. So please move forward, please push ahead. If also you are moving, because that is in here too, it's probably wiser, from what I can see here, to save up a bit more before you actually do that. I feel like we need to save a bit more money. So just maybe put those on hold for now. And then go a little bit later when you've saved enough money to do that. So overall, flower number 1, I have covered a lot of subjects, but the reason I've covered everything is because this is a monumental spread. There's a lot of big major arcana cards in here, so this means this is quite life-changing for you. And if I'm going to put a time frame around this, I'm probably going to go in the next 6 to 7 months that you're going through this transitional time. So that's a lot to deal with, but keep going, keep moving forward. The 2 best cards in the deck are here, the Sun and the World. Don't stop now, just keep going, you'll get there in the end. Good luck with all of that, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Hi everyone who chose card number 2, and it's this beautiful native hibiscus. What a beautiful purple colour that is. So hibiscus people, what do the cards say for you? Well, the first thing that jumps out at me with your spread is that you are absolutely and utterly exhausted. I've got physical and mental fatigue going on in this spread. So there we are, there's your physical fatigue and there is your mental fatigue. The problem with these things together means you've probably got nothing left in the tank. You really are struggling, you're running on empty a little bit, and it's time to probably have a little look at things and get a bit more balance in your life where you are getting enough sleep. And when I say enough sleep, that's I'm sort of talking about you're keeping yourself awake at night too with your thoughts. So it's not just as simple as going to bed, because you will lay awake and keep yourself awake thinking about things. So there's that side of it too. All right, now what is this about? Are you studying? Are you learning? Are you thinking about making big changes in your life? I feel like you've already made that decision, because these cards are showing me that in the past you've sort of made a decision to make changes in your life. And I have the study cards here. So the study or an apprenticeship, or starting at the bottom and working your way up. So if this is a fresh start for you when it comes to work and money, it's taking a lot out of you. So it might be time for you to just sit back and just make some tweaks with what you're doing with your life. Have you got enough time to study and work and live your life and have your family and your friends or whatever else is going on? Have you got time for all of that? Because I also said there's a lack of funds coming through in this spread as well. So I'm not quite sure how financially stable you are while you're going through all of this. And that just adds another layer of stress, which adds another layer of fatigue into your body. So whilst I want to encourage you to keep going forward with your plans, because I am ending up with you having the world at your feet and moving forward with a lot of grit and determination with my King of Rods there about what you want and where you're going to go. So this is a lot about career and work, this spread, and health. So I'm going to focus on those 2 things a lot with this read. When it comes to your health, I feel that if you keep going the way you are with not making any adjustments, that you are probably going to find yourself becoming unwell. And we don't want that for you, flower number 2. We want you to be keeping moving forward towards your dreams with, you know, ambition and drive and, you know, determination towards the goals that you want to go to. And I feel like you're in a bit of a slump right now, and you're probably losing a little bit of mojo around all of this stuff. Now, the big fat warning in this spread is if you continue to go along the lines that you're going in, you are probably going to end up a bit unwell. And I mean, when I mean unwell, you know how stress can cause us to feel sick and tired, and we can end up with those awful things like chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia because we just overdo it, you know, things like that. All I'm asking for you to do is sit back and maybe insert some meditations into your life, some Epsom Salt Baths into your life. get into bed at a reasonable hour, you know, all the stuff that sounds really boring, but I'm telling you, it will make a massive difference in your life. It really, really will. So I really want you to listen to this, because as I see money being tight at the moment, and that's probably another thing you're worried about is the money issues that I see going on here as well. I also see that you are coming out of that and you're going to be fine moving forward. So these big changes that you've made, I wonder if you thought it all through properly. It doesn't matter. We can work it. We can still work this out to your advantage, because I've got the world at the end of this spread, so I know it's going to be okay. So the other thing is, I've got money being spent here on transportation. So are you thinking of buying a new car, or do you need to spend money on the car to get it done up if there's something going on with your car? Because there's money going out around that too. So do you need to buy that car right now? If it's getting your car fixed, then certainly we need to maintain our car so that it's safe. But were you thinking about buying a new car? I'd probably put that off right now. I feel like a Debbie Downer saying that to you, but I kind of don't see that it's necessary. And then whilst you feel like you're on the wheel at the moment, which means you're going around and round in circles, feeling like there's sort of no end in sight. So you're on this big wheel and you're going around and around and around, and you think, hey, when am I ever going to get out of this loop that I'm in? Well, I tell you, it's coming, because this is where I've got the world, and you're getting the work that you want, and then you're moving forward. So I guess, Hibiscus, this is like a waiting game. We're basically waiting and working until we get to this point where we're finally free. So I guess you want to know, when is this freedom coming for me? When is it all going to feel better? Let me have a little look at some timing in here. So I'm probably going to go 4 to 5 months ahead. They're the numbers that I'm getting, 4 and 5. So it could be 4 or 5 weeks, but I'm probably thinking, as I look at this spread, I'm going 4 or 5 months, because the 5 is the last card in the deck, and I wouldn't think that would be 5 weeks. I'm going to go 5 months. So we're heading into the start of 2022. Can you believe it? Start of 2022 soon. Can't believe it. Okay, so Hibiscus, knuckle down, get some sleep, do some meditations. I will link some below, meditations for you to do. Epsom Salt Bath, I will also link below instructions around an Epsom Salt Bath. Get yourself some vitamins, do some yoga, you know, get outside, lay on the grass and look up at the sky. You know, little things like that, because we need you to get through this patch where you're feeling really, really exhausted to the other side, and everything's going to be just fine. It will be just fine. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello to all the people who chose the beautiful winter rose. What a gorgeous, gorgeous flower this is. Okay. Winter rose, what do the cards say for you? All right, you know, financially, this looks pretty good. You're not bad. You've been working really hard, and you've built yourself up in a really nice way financially. Like, I don't mean that you're a millionaire or anything, but it looks like you've made yourself comfortable, which is really, really nice. So you've worked really hard for that though. So don't think that you haven't, because you actually have, and you deserve to have a bit of time and a bit of relaxation and everything else. The big kicker about you, Winter Rose, is that I see you coming together with friends and family with some celebrations, and it must be something that's been lacking in your life, because the Hanged Man is coming over the top of the celebrations and the people coming together. So that means it's something different, like it's something really different. So you must have been a bit of a hermit lately, and then we're getting together and having fun. And yes, I do have the Hermit in this spread as well, so I do know that. Now, is there something going on around you where you feel you've been treated unfairly, or there's some injustices? Because this is interesting to me. I've got my Justice card in here, which means there's some injustices going on, or if you have legal matters underway, this can also indicate that too. When I see the Justice card in a spread like this, and I see this sort of layout of cards, especially with the Magician in here. So the Magician is a card that means you can turn brass into gold, and this injustice, this also means that you're overthinking everything, because the Magician is the person that can turn, yes, I said brass into gold. So it's quite a beneficial card. But the downfall of having a Magician in your spread is also that you're overthinking you are making yourself a bit sick about all the overthinking, and your expectations or your worries around this have probably exceeded where they probably should be. If there's anything going on around you at the moment with friends or family or work colleagues, the injustice is most certainly there. I can see that it is. So if you want confirmation around that, here it is. I am giving you the confirmation that it is unfair. I also though see that you may be blowing it up a little bit out of proportion, and it might be time to just sit back and have a think about it and think, oh my gosh, I'm just going to put that to the side and just get on with my life and be happy and enjoy the friendships and the people that I have around me. Because it does, look, I'm not going to lie, I want you to be a little bit more in the moment, because this spread is ending a bit wobbly. I've got to say, Winter Rose, it's ending with the breakdown of a relationship. Now, this doesn't mean a romantic relationship by any stretch of the imagination. This could be family, friends, work colleagues, or it could be the end of a romantic relationship as well. But I'm sort of feel like I'm not there. I'm with friends, family, colleagues, if that makes sense. So what is going to happen with this? Honestly, I think it's time that we come to the end of the road with this relationship and leave it behind, because it does seem to be causing you a little bit of distress. So how is this ending? I would prefer for you to just get on with shit and get your life going and just forget about it, especially if you're not going to work every day and it's just something else that's going on in your life, you know. I don't have the death card in here, which means it's coming to an end and it will all be over. I don't think that is so. I feel like it will continue following you and haunting you a little bit into the future. So it might be really worthwhile releasing this situation and letting it go. And again, I'll link some meditations down below for you to do for that, because there's aggressive energy coming towards you, Winter Rose. And you know what? It's really interesting, because you seem to have everything going so well, and then I've got these relationships that are bothering you in the background of everything. So I guess my advice to you is just keep going on, keep doing you. Don't let other people come along and make you feel small or not worthy or stressed out or cut off or anything like that. I want you to keep moving forward and be brave in the face of this sort of aggressive energy. Don't let it get to you too much, because there's some really nice cards in here. I feel like you have achieved so much and you still have a lot more to achieve when I look at this spread, because I've got the Magician in here. So when the Magician is in your spread too, please think about any new projects you want to start now, because they will go off without a hitch. We always take advantage of the Magician when he's in our spread. So anything, is it doing some stuff around the house, changing your career, you know, having a makeover of some description, writing a book, painting a painting, you know, just starting something new, something different. When it comes to the Magician, just take the bull by the horns and run with it, because it will turn out fine. Brass into gold is the message for you. Yeah, I've got that other stuff going on, but brass into gold is the message for you in this spread. Also, if you are trying to get pregnant or have a child, this is definitely the time to do it. When you are listening to this video, this will be the time to do it. So it doesn't matter when you listen to this video. When you're listening to this, this will be the time to do it. I always believe in divine timing, and the time when we see something is the time when we're meant to see that thing. Okay, so moving ahead, I want you to keep your head up and go forward. You're doing great. You're absolutely doing great. Don't get caught down with other people, those couple of people. You've got so many nice friends and family around you. You're doing fine. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello to all people who chose this beautiful ranuncula. What a gorgeous flower that is. Okay, flower number 4. What is going on? Let's have a look. Okay, so you've come through some shit by the look of it. You've had some interesting situations going on, and I have celebrations around that though. So if you have been going through some issues with people with some aggressive energy coming towards you, so family, friends, anything like that, and you've found yourself having to defend yourself, I have got celebrations. So that seems to have calmed down. So if you're wondering if it's calming down, yes it is. So that's the good news about that. It has sort of come to a head and it is sort of tapering off, and it doesn't look like it's going to present itself again in the near future looking at this spread. So how are you feeling at the moment though? Because in this spread you feel like you're trapped and you're a hermit. So have you withdrawn a little bit from yourself? Are you spending a lot of time indoors and not sort of catching up with people? Not that we can that much at the moment, I'm well aware of that, but are you sort of cut off a bit more than you think you should be? It's time to probably break that little cycle where I see you being a hermit. Now, being a hermit isn't a bad thing. Being a hermit actually means that you enjoy your own company. So that means you have some sense of self-worth because you like spending time with yourself, and I really like that for you. However, the cards around that hermit are showing me that maybe you've just pushed that a little bit too far and it's time to get out. Now, I do have invitations coming here for you as well. So I've got an invitation coming for you to go out, get out, leave the house and sort of socialize a bit more. And then as soon as that happens, everything changes. Flower number 4, like everything's changing. It's sort of like I've got this weird vibe where you're feeling a bit flat, a bit lonely, a bit trapped, a bit negative, and then you're coming out and you've got all these celebrations. Now, if this isn't just an invitation to go out and catch up with people, then this is actually an offer of employment. So if you have been trapped in your job and you want to change, then the offer is coming in around work, because there's the offer. There's my 8 of Rods. There's my 7 of Pentacles. So there's the offer coming in around the work. And guess what? I have the World coming in after it. So if you don't take that offer that comes in, you're nuts, okay? You got to take it because that's an amazing offer, and I really, really want you to take it. If you feel a little bit weird about it because you think that's a bit odd and offers just come in and I'm kind of safe and relaxed where I am and I just want to stay here by myself, I'm going to ask you to challenge yourself just a little bit so that we end up with this really nice ending that I see here. Now, this offer that's coming in, if this is a work offer, it is going to involve you doing some further learning and study, or maybe it's just a brand new job and you've got to learn everything from scratch. Don't be too frustrated. I do see frustration around that with these 2 cards here. So I have frustration around learning something new, but you know what? It's okay. Sometimes starting a new job can be fascinating because you are learning something new. I know sometimes that's hard because we get used to knowing everything in the jobs that we're in. And then we go to another job and we know bloody nothing, and it can be frustrating, but we all get there in the end. So around that, give yourself a break, because of the frustration around the learning means you're probably not giving yourself enough of a break to learn everything you need to. It's going to be fine. Just bloody do it already, please. Just do it already. Now, if this offer coming in is around romance and an invitation to go on a date, I also want you to do that. Is this going to turn into some lifelong, big, dramatic romance where you find your soulmate and live happily ever after? I don't think so. But it's still a really nice time, and I think we're making friendships out of this too. So I really like the fact that I can see friendships coming in with this. Look, if it turns into this wild romance, go for it. You know, don't hold back, go for it. I don't think it will. So basically, flower number 4, it's all about this offer that's coming in, and I feel like the offer is coming in really soon. I get the number 8 around it, so if it's 8 days from now, or if it's the 8th of October, or anytime you're looking or listening to this, there's a number 8 around it, which seems to be important, so 8. And the other quick little thing I want to mention about your spread as well, flower number 4, is it's time to organise that trip away with your friends. Are you going to the ocean? Are you going over the ocean? I know that seems impossible right now, but it's getting closer and closer. I would really like you to start organising these little trips away with your friends, because that looks like a bit of a highlight for you as well. So overall, flower number 4, this is a really good spread. It seems like there's some big changes just about to happen, and when they do, you've got the world at your feet. Whatever comes your way, just bloody say yes. Say yes and you'll be just fine. Thanks for listening and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.